Firearms Network. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We hope you enjoy our show, and we hope you subscribe, like, and share, and talk about it a little bit. And we also have Instagram, and we hope you go check it out. Today's show is going to be children and firearms. Very, very sensitive. We're going to dive deep into it right now. And I'm going to start off by saying right off the bat, the obvious, right? Guns at home, when there's children, should be secured in a safe. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
What do you think, Instructor?
Yeah, and it's also important, if you are a gun owner, to make sure you educate your kids on the safety of guns. The age group is kind of a great area. I know people that have kind of educated their kids from 6 years old, 7 years old.
Sure.
And I know people that won't talk to their kids about guns until they're 12, 13.
What a good point. You have parents that are scared to even bring it up to them.
Yeah.
Which I think is a mistake. And I have friends, like you just said, that were into hunting. They take their kids hunting. I've taken my kids hunting before. Right? At a young age, they love it. They have that little 22, and you're teaching them about it and how to use it. And I think it's so important to teach kids about firearms at a young age.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Obviously, if you're a gun person, you have guns in the house, you go to the range on a regular basis, you have to teach your kids. You got to show them, break it down what a gun is, how it operates, how it works, maybe take it apart and show them. But more importantly, you got to show safety, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's also the opposite, right? You got to teach them safety has to be the most talked about part of you teaching your child, and you got to really break it down for them. And in my opinion, depending on the maturity of the child, maybe 12, 13, 14 and up, when you're showing safety and how dangerous a firearm can be, I would pull up a YouTube video. There's a ton of YouTube videos showing accidents, right?
Yeah.
When I bring that up to some parents, they're like, come on, I want them to have that in their mind and damage them. But you're talking about a potential life and death situation. I mean, they come across, they're at a friend's house, they have maybe there's a gun out, or one of the friends are playing with the gun. You have to teach them how to stop that, how to get out of there, or grab that gun from the friend, or, different scenarios.
I wouldn't, listen, Todd, I wouldn't start telling kids to grab guns. That's a no-no. That's me personally. But what I would do, I would educate the kids that if you do see a gun, the first thing you do, and if they're young kids, go and get an adult. Don't touch the firearm. That's the first thing. Educate your kids on that. Educate the kids the difference between a real gun and a toy gun. There are a lot of, I personally don't give, when my kids were growing up, and even my grandson now, I don't believe in giving them toy guns. They need to know that anytime they see a gun, they need to know that that gun could cause danger. So I don't want to give them put them in a situation where they've got a toy gun and a real gun. Gun's a gun for them as far as I'm concerned. So what I tend to do is, when the time comes, I will show them about safety. Let me give you an example. My daughter is completely against firearms in the house. She has a 5-year-old and she has a 2-year-old. And I went there one weekend, and as soon as I walked through the door, my grandson said to me, "Papa, do you want to come and see my blaster?" So I'm thinking to myself, blaster? Come on. So he brings me into his bedroom, and he has one of those water guns where you kind of pull the trigger and you pump it, like it's like a little pump shotgun thing, and water comes out, right? So he's showing me that, and the first thing he does, when he picks it up, he puts his finger on the trigger. And there and then, I was able now,
right into a lesson,
to go into a nice lesson with him and let him know the 4 universal safety rules. And did you know, I spent 15 minutes doing that with him. I went outside, my wife went into the bedroom, and then my wife saw the blaster on the bed. She picks it up and puts her finger on the trigger, and my little grandson says,
no.
Listen to this, my little grandson says, He said, no, Gigi, no. Keep your finger off the trigger.
That's great.
So even at 5 years old.
I love that.
5 years old, you can teach them.
I love that. So what I was saying before, and you're right about something you said, don't grab the gun, but I've taught kids 12, 13 years old how to load, make ready, unload, and make safe.
Yes.
And they should know how to do that. God forbid they're in a situation, they should be able to handle a gun at that age.
Yeah.
Meaning that to make it safe, God forbid a kid has it in the house or he's grabbing it. Of course you don't want to grab the gun where it's danger, right?
No,
but you want to be able to, if he puts it down, he can go over there and make it safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that age, why not?
Yeah.
You know, you teach him to do that, and he can check, and unload it, rack the slide back, lock it back, and make it safe.
And it also depends on the kind of kid it is. You know?
Yes, there's different maturity levels with kids.
Different maturity levels.
But it doesn't matter the maturity level. You need to show them safety.
Yes.
You need to show them how a gun operates. You know, and if you're a gun owner and you don't shoot a lot, you have to show your kids. You have to keep it locked.
Yeah.
And you have to show them how a gun operates and how dangerous a gun is. I'm all for showing them what the damage can do of handling a gun and not being safe and what can happen.
Let me ask you a question, Todd. Do you agree with giving kids toy guns? What's your idea on that?
I'm not a huge fan of that. I remember my kids when they were younger, but if you teach them properly to play with it at a young age, no. I don't think I would do that.
Right.
Okay. But if you show them respect and safety, it depends on what age.
Yeah.
I think
maturity.
13, it depends on the maturity.
Yeah.
You know, you can take them to the range with you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But to have around at a very young age, just playing with guns and getting them into that mindset, desensitizing them to that, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm into that at all.
Yeah.
What about you? Right? You agree?
I agree.
You know?
I agree. You know, one thing I want to say to everybody, don't use Hollywood as a way of being able to teach your kids gun safety. I've watched Hollywood movies and I've seen some atrocities when it comes to how they handle guns. It's crazy. I've seen people putting their finger on the trigger before they even pick the gun up. In Hollywood.
I'm going to go a step further. What about the video games?
Yeah.
My son, who I was able to teach about firearms, but even at a young age, the kids are young, they're playing Black Ops. My son's with his feet up, the lights are pitch black, he's playing with 5 of his friends. They're blowing people away with guns, they're kidnapping them, they're ripping them out of cars.
Oh my goodness.
That's all like stuff, and they're talking about it on the news now, right? With these video games now and how it impacts kids, and I think there's lawsuits going on. You know, it depends on the age. When you're young, and they're getting younger and younger playing these violent games, you desensitize to it. I really believe that.
I believe so as
at a young age, I don't agree just playing with guns and just recklessly going around playing with guns and pretending to shoot people and stuff like that. I'm not into that. But when you're older, mature, 13 or above, they need to be taught, maybe take them a class, get them instruction, or if you know about guns, you instruct them. And that's how I feel about it. But, you know, you gotta... Safety is critical, and you got to keep these guns under lock and key.
Yeah,
okay?
I had the opportunity. My good friend, and partner, the cameraman, Hans. I had the good great opportunity to take his daughter.
I remember that.
Yeah, she was young.
Great lesson.
Great lesson. Yeah. And she, you know,
she was shooting the 22, right?
Yeah, she was nervous with the 9, but I mean, I got her on the 22.
Okay.
And she was, you know, her confidence went up as she was shooting the 22. And then I was able to give her a little taster of the 9mm. But, you know, get your kids with an instructor that can really teach your kids the fundamentals of shooting at the right age, and also safety. Safety is the most important thing you want to teach your kids at an early age.
And at the right age, don't be afraid to put on a YouTube show and show them the dangers of what can happen if you don't follow the safety rules.
Yeah.
I think that's important, only at the right mature age. Anyway, thank you for watching the show. We hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully we see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.